Astoria runs first up in the Ming Dynasty here over 7 furlongs. The colt was a second place getter in the Bailey Handicap, which is a Group 3 run over this course in distance last preparation as a 2-year-old. He always looked like he had a bit of improvement in him when he matured a little bit more, and he's probably one of the better looking colts we're taking to the races this weekend. He stepped out of his box this morning after track work and looked an absolute picture of health. Hopefully here in this quality handicap as top weight, he shows us a good return and promises for a really good campaign ahead. Bandipur comes into this race at Moonee Valley having won really nicely at the end of last season in a stakes race at Morphettville. He's coped with the trip back to his Melbourne base quite well, and he looks like he's trained on really professionally for this race. So we're expecting him to run well. He's got to get the 1200 metres strongly, but he did run well over 6 furlongs, two runs back at Caulfield. If he can maintain that good form, he's right in this race. Animalia is in the Ming Dynasty handicap here on Saturday, but I've also accepted at Newcastle, and it's possible for a horse like him who's just on the fringe of being one of our more promising horses, I might take the easier option. But he's a really unique horse, quite old-fashioned with a big action and tries very hard, that we'd like to see getting up over ground later on this campaign. But judging by his dominant win in the provincials last month, he's certainly got something to offer. So he's definitely a horse to follow, but he may be better suited at this stage, keeping to the lower grades. Jorda resumes in the San Domenico. She's had one start for one really impressive win in the Jim Crack Stakes as a 2-year-old filly nearly 12 months ago. She was not seen in the autumn. The stable was very patient with her, and hopefully we get to see the fruits of that sort of patience reward us on the weekend in what is a very hot field. As expected in the San Domenico, some of the more promising sprinters are resuming here. Colts like James Harron's Pariah are going to be hard to beat, but if this little filly who possesses a big action is able to be within striking distance of those sort of horses on the turn, then I certainly think she can run well here, and she's an exciting filly if she's able to make that step of maturity from when we saw her 12 months ago at Randwick. Marsupial has been kept to the handicaps first up this weekend. But he is a horse on the cusp of being a black type horse for us this campaign and into the future. He ran a solid 4th in the Black Opal last campaign, and he's trialled up really stylishly on 2 occasions ahead of his return. We particularly liked the way he trialled at Warwick Farm when he was matching motors with one of the contenders for the Everest in Spieth, a weight for age placed Group 1 sprinter. So look for him to be running well against the older horses. It'll be an interesting test for him because it's never easy for them for these young horses having just turned 3 to be muscling up against more experienced rivals. But if he runs a big race there, then I certainly could expect to see him nominated for more stakes races later on this preparation.